They already trained the winner for this last year, that was Tim Eastby.
Yeah, Ethan Tyndall taking the ride, taking £7 off Temper Trap, who's £1 below his last winning mark. He hasn't really fired in a couple of starts so far this year, though, so needs to bounce back to form, and his best efforts have come on softer ground.
And last year's winner was Obi Joe, he's directly behind.
Yeah, I think I'd give him the better chance of the two Easterby horses. As you say, he won this race last year. He's got 4 Catterick wins to his name in total. Good draw in stall number 4 and an encouraging comeback run behind him.
Mutanaaseq behind, number 1, needs little introduction here.
Yeah, he's got a big chance, I think. I'd have him probably the likeliest winner of this race in a very open heat. He likes a strong pace, he's going to get that. He likes Catterick, 4 times a course and distance winner last season, and has the very able Brandon Wilkie on board.
Pat on the back, number 4's, comes from a good yard, but poorly drawn.
Yeah, out in stall 12. Back in a 0 to 65 is going to be a positive, and I think quicker ground conditions on turf are a positive as well. It was very testing last time out at Thirsk, and probably overly so for him.
Catterick, number 14 in behind.
Catterick just getting a little bit warm, isn't she? She's another with history of winning here at Catterick in the past. She can be a little bit quirky from the stalls and can sometimes be a bit slow into her stride, but on a going day she's well capable at this sort of level.
Just taking a pause as the jockeys enter the parade ring. We pick up number 10, Faircombe Hall. He's 4 pound higher for that Newcastle success last time out, but a very consistent horse for a horse in this grade.
Yeah, he's busy and consistent, pretty tough, isn't he? Takes his racing well, and he's been doing so all through the season so far. 7 times a career winner, but 6 of those career wins have come on the all-weather tracks.
Asmund, another one who's been mixing all-weather and turf.
He has a couple of solid efforts in defeat so far this year. He's got a few good runs to his name at Catterick without getting a win on the board. Looks really well in the paddock, but he is on a 17-race losing streak.
Similar comments maybe apply to Susan Dorr. He could do a win, he's been running with credit.
Yeah, he's back to Catterick for the first time in about 4 years. Surprising, really, because he's only run here 4 times. He did win his maiden at this track, and then he was second in a 3-year-old handicap at this track back in 2018. So he's got a decent record here. He does have that forward-going run style associated with this course as well, and he's been running consistently well so far this season.
Behind 12, Riot Island was successful here last time out of Love Island. The mare who ran for the Whittakers as well, up £4 for that success.
Yeah, it was a lower grade race than this. It was a 0 to 53 that he was successful in last time out. So I think he's in a bit deeper this afternoon. Consistency hasn't been a strong suit, but obviously he arrives at the top of his game.
And he beat Red Rosar, the horse who's directly behind him once again. Looks well, the 10-year-old.
Yeah, he won on this card last year. He won the Sprint Handicap that ends the card this afternoon last season. He's 8 times a Catterick winner. Can he follow up a good run this time around? We'll wait and see. He hasn't been the most consistent in his older years.
Okay, and then we come to number 15, Cubanista, for Ollie Williams and Morgan Cole.
He's got a tough draw to work with. He's out in stall 14, so could be that the race gets away from him from that starting position.
Okay, Glory Call. Archie Young's about to get the leg up.
He is. This is a horse at a massive price that I'd give a chance to him. He was badly drawn on his comeback run at Newcastle when you needed to be high, and he was drawn in stall 2, completely away from the action. He does have some solid efforts, including here at Catterick on the turf, and go back to the pick of his form last year, it would give him a chance. He's a massive price. I think he could run well.
Okay, let's look at him making the way down.
As for live racing this afternoon, runners arriving down at the start for our first race, the 147. It's over 7 furlongs, and it's an apprentice handicap. Pat on the Back is the joint favourite at 5 to 1 with Asmund. Mutanaaseq 6 to 1. It is 6 to 1 Variety Island. Saison d'Or 13 to 2 and 10 to 1 Obi Joe. Red Rose Zorro, a little bit of support today. Red Rose Zorro, a 12 to 1 shot. He's been clipped in from about 20s. Cubanese to 12s, 14s Eladora. Key Look 14s, 22 to 1, and bigger the rest. There is a non-runner here. It's number 5. That's Baylor Bear, and that's out for the Ian Williams team. But nonetheless, we've still got 14 runners here. 5 to 1 joint favourites, Pat on the Back and Asmund. And on course for us, Niall Hannity and Martin Dixon.
Thanks, Angus. Yeah, wide open is a Pat on the Back. Stall 12 doesn't make it easy for him.
No, it doesn't. Couple of positives. I think he'll be suited by being back in a 0 to 65. That's a help to him. It's a drop in grade, and certainly coming back onto quicker ground conditions than first class time out will be a plus as well. He's still a maiden on the turf, but he did have a really good run when he was second at Musselburgh, off £4 higher than this last summer, so I don't think winning on turf will be a problem for him. He's a well-handicapped horse if it all works out for him. But this is a very competitive race. He's not got an optimum draw, I don't think, in stall 12, particularly as he'll probably be a horse that wants to go forward early. And you look at some of the quick horses we've got in here drawn to his inside, the likes of Eladora and Asmund and maybe Red Rose Zorro and Saison d'Or. Ethan Jones is going to have to sort of get a position on him, and he could end up maybe being stuck a little bit wider than he might want to be sort of into the turn. So I didn't have him as favourite myself, but he's certainly a horse that's, as I say, well handicapped and suited by these conditions, and there's been good money around for him, but it's a wide open race.
Grange Park Racing have got Variety Island, who won here 13 days ago when he came home in front from Red Rose Zorro, who's a regular around here, has been for many seasons. They've also got a good old Mutanaaseq, who needs little introduction. He's got Brandon Wilkie, who won the race last year.
Yeah, he has. I'd have him just about as the likeliest winner of the race, and it is a race that whichever way you priced it up, you'd be going sort of 4 to 1 the field, I think. But Mutanaaseq, I would personally have had up at the top of the betting. I think he's clearly a horse really well suited to Catterick. We saw that last season with his 4 course and distance wins. He wants a flat-out gallop to aim at because he does come from a little bit off the pace, but he's going to get that, I think. Apprentice riders race, lots of front runners. Stall 10 for him, it's not as much of a problem for him as it might be some other horses because, like I say, he does come from a little bit off the pace, and with so many of them wanting to press forward, hopefully Brandon will be able to just get a bit of cover on him towards the back, and he'll come with a late run.
During our paddock sequence for Racing TV Extra, you're making a case for a Glory Call at 66 to 1.
Yeah, well, he's a huge price, isn't he? Maybe he's going to need another couple of runs to come right, I don't know, but you look back at his form last season and the pick of his form gives him every chance. His final start as a 3-year-old Glory Call, he was third up at Newcastle, a little bit unlucky because he was hampered on the rail inside the final furlong. He had 2 subsequent winners ahead of him that day, so the form is pretty solid. He's only a 4-year-old, so he might still have some scope to improve more so than some others in the field. Stall 3 I thought was good for him to just slide in behind the front runners, and he's a turf maiden but he's only had 5 starts on it, a couple of good runs over shorter trips than ideal here at Catterick in the past. And his reappearance at Newcastle, I wouldn't read anything into that because it was a race completely dominated by high draws, and he was drawn in stall number 2 that gave him no chance. We've also seen Ollie Pers have a winner at Redcar last week with a horse that had a spin on the all-weather and come on for the run. So, yeah, 66 to 1, I certainly wouldn't have had him as big as that from stall 3 with the strength of form that he's got as a 3-year-old.
Timmy Smith's got Temper Trap. He's also got last year's winner, Obi Joe, who apprentice riders race really suits him because he loves the end-to-end gallop, sort of pace collapse when they go too quick.
He does, and he's got a great record here at Catterick, 4 times a winner here, lots of other good runs in defeat, and his reappearance wasn't without encouragement either when he finished 5th, and he would definitely come on for that run. He's quite a big, heavy horse, and I think he will have needed that outing. He won this second time out last year, so it's probably been a little bit of a plan. And drawn in stall 4, Obi Joe should get a nice spot through the race.
Okay, Saison d'Or going forward into stall 9. He's been running well on the all-weather back here on turf. Right, last couple go in for the racingtv.com apprentice handicap stakes to get us underway. Let's get up in the comedy box and say good afternoon to Darren Owen. Hi, Darren.
Good afternoon, Niall. Last one going in. So running over 7 furlongs, all in, and they're off for the RacingTV.com Apprentice Handicap. And away swiftly to the outside was Elladora, showing up prominently. Asmund is to the inner, bit of pace on through that first furlong. Obi Joe is on the premises as well, with Variety Island, the Grey Saison d'Or in no man's land at present. Glory Call is behind the leaders with Temper Trap, Rain Cap and Cubanista. Red colours of Red Rose Zorro is following. Mutanaaseq is against the running rail as they go towards the end of the back. Key Look is towards the back with Firkham Hall as well, and Pat on the back is last of all. They leave the back straight behind them, and the pace is with Elladora, leads by about 2 lengths with Saison d'Or 3 wide on the downhill run. Between horses is Asmund. Variety Island is on the premises in the beige and brown colours, followed by Obi Joe, last year's winner. Spot the orange and green for Obi Joe. Cubanista place in front of it. Glory Call under a ride. Temper Trap, Red Rose Zorro, and they're being followed by Rain Cap as they turn the corner. Firkham Hall with a bit of work to do, and then comes Mutanaaseq, followed by Key Look and Pat on the back. Inside the final quarter of a mile, Elladora and Saison d'Or, those two match strides. They square up then to battle it out from Cubanista. Just in behind them, Asmund, blue and yellow jacket, staying on. Obi Joe, a bit shorter room to the inside. Red Rose Zorro is in the clear. Well inside the final 100 yards, it's Saison d'Or from Cubanista, coming on really well. Saison d'Or's grey head in front. Saison d'Or beats Cubanista, Key Look, Elladora and Red Rose Zorro. It's pretty tight for the places in behind.
Yeah, it was winning out of turn. Saison d'Or, he's won here for Jed O'Keefe. William Pyle on board. Wins from stall 9. Good run in second place from Cubanista from stall 14. Foley Williams and Morgan Cole, and Key Look third for Jeff Harker and Kyle McHugh claiming 5.
It makes you wonder why Saison d'Or hasn't been back to Catterick a little bit more often. He's obviously really well suited by this track. He won his maiden here as a 3-year-old all the way back in 2018, when he was also runner-up in a 3-year-old handicap that season here at Catterick as well. But he hasn't been here often subsequently, certainly in recent years, and it's obviously a track that plays to his strengths. He was out of trouble in what was a very messy race, and we'd need to watch it a couple of times to see the really unlucky ones. Mutanaaseq was definitely one of them. That is just the way that he's always ridden, but he got no room at all trying to burrow up the inside up the straight.
Jeff Harker will be happy with Key Look. He's run well.
Yeah.
As we watch it back here, there's a bit of a cutaway, 2.5 down. Mutanaaseq, he's going to finish second last time, but you'll see in the yellow cap, the sheepskin noseband down the inner just doesn't open up anywhere for him.
Yeah, he's just got nowhere to go, has he, Brandon Wilkie? And that's just the way that this track is when they do race the far side on quick ground. If you're coming from behind, you do need a lot of luck.